hate this whole camera thing, but it seems like maybe the way of the future. I want to talk about what it is that we're trying to get into with the blood testing nutrition challenge. I want you guys to understand the test, why we want to take it, and what all the challenge kind of encompasses. So HbA1c testing traditionally has been used for, most commonly is used for diagnosing and testing for diabetes. It's gained a lot of traction recently with some really smart folks who have started to realize there's a lot more to this test. It's telling us a whole lot more about our health than just are we not diabetic, or are we not at risk for diabetes. So essentially it's testing the damage that's been done to red blood cells by sugar and insulin kind of spiking through the body. So understanding kind of what that looks like in your body, I'm going to take my shot at breaking it down on the whiteboard here, and let's think about it like this. And first of all, understanding that blood sugar and insulin are huge predictors for a whole host of things, from how quickly I'm aging, with like skin and eyes, kind of the oxidative stress on the body, to autoimmune disease and cancer and everything else that's really kind of tearing people up today. We can track a whole lot of it back to how much insulin is the body producing, how much damage is being done to these red blood cells. So that's why this thing's so critical. But we think about this line as our bloodstream. There it is, your red blood cells. And we think about what happens. Say this is your blood glucose level, the blue. And I'm walking along, and bam, I eat a donut. Now my blood glucose level is elevated. Now, my body, while it's elevated, it's doing damage to these red blood cells. So what my body has to do to bring this blood glucose level back down is release insulin into the body. So insulin goes in, bam, insulin levels rise, and ideally it brings that blood glucose back down. Say maybe the body didn't release enough insulin. Release some more. Bam, still high. Bam. However much insulin your body needs to finally bring that level back down and level out. Now, why is that significant, and why does that predict so much about our lifestyle? So this little kind of process right here can be described as insulin sensitivity, or insulin resistance. So sensitivity is what we want. If I'm insulin sensitive, my body puts a spike of insulin into the bloodstream, my body's sensitive to it, and so it brings those blood glucose levels back down easily. If I'm insulin resistant, my body has to continue pumping insulin into the system to bring those blood glucose levels back down. So that's why sometimes our body can't even make enough and we have to take the insulin shots. That's what we're talking about. The more insulin that the body has to release, the worse it is, the longer the blood glucose levels are elevated. And so now this brings a lot more things into scope. So that's where things like your training and your sleep and all that type of stuff, and how healthy is your body, really come into play. And also just how often are we doing this, right? How often are we spiking our blood sugar? So that's the reason for the HbA1c testing. And what it's ultimately going to tell you is, like I said, how much damage has been done. It's measured in percentages. So I'm going to write it like this. It's measured in percentages. 11%, 10%. This is your danger zone. It's telling you how much damage has been done to those red blood cells. That's a lot of damage. Coming down into your 9%, 8%, 7%, this is what we're going to call the risk zone. And then we've got 6%, 5%, this is what we're going to call good. Now, what Charles Poliquin and some of his really smart friends have kind of determined for us is that if we really want to be whatever it is you're after, whether you're trying to look and feel half your age, or you're trying to really mitigate your risk for all these illnesses and sicknesses, 4.8% is where we want to be. That's forever young. All right. And if you Google this thing, you'll see most tests don't even go, most graphs go from 11 to 5%. So 4.8 is kind of off the radar, but that's where they're telling us we want to be. So cool thing about this, as we break down, we'll be testing HbA1c twice. So you'll take this test twice, at the beginning and at the end. So it may be bad right now. Christmas, New Year's, holidays, Thanksgiving, all that is going to be kind of encompassed because the life of these red blood cells that we're testing is 2 to 3 months. That's the life of them. So we see over the course of 2 to 3 months how much damage has happened, what our lifestyle's been like over the course of 2 to 3 months, and that's fine. We're all going to come in high. I'm going to come in high. I don't have this all figured out. I still haven't figured out how to mitigate, how to navigate Christmas without eating fudge and sausage balls. If I figure it out, I'll let you know. But what I do know is I want to know where it's at, and then I'm going to start working to bring it back down and see how low I can get it. We take the HbA1c test twice. Our friend Erin Palmer is going to come in and do her nutrition revamp seminar, which Miles and I attended last Saturday. It's great. You don't want to miss this. She's got some really great information in here for us. And then she's also going to do food log and feedback for us. So if you're already kind of journaling and logging food with Brian or one of the coaches, that's great. We can kind of play her feedback into that. It's not going to take away from that at all. A couple questions about why and what. Also heard a couple questions about it's expensive. I get it. You guys are informed, educated consumers, and you want to know where your money's going. So I have no problem breaking this down for you guys. $55 per test. So it's $110 you're going to spend on the blood tests. And I realize that your insurance may cover that. May not cover it twice in a 45-day window, but call this a convenience fee, okay? The time you're going to go sit down in the doctor's office to go gather this information, you may as well just come here, get your finger pricked. The ease, the convenience at which we're going to make this accessible is going to be really good. The nutrition revamp seminar is $50, regular rate that she charges for that. Food log feedback, that leaves us with, she's doing that for $39 to review your food logs over the period of 6 weeks and give you the weekly feedback that you need to keep dialing this thing in. So there's your $199. If you don't know your cholesterol, your triglycerides, your C-reactive protein, you have no idea what all those numbers are, that's I'm getting my physical today for life insurance. If you don't know all these numbers that be included in that cardiometabolic profile, it's a much more extensive blood panel, it's more expensive, and that's the difference in the cost. So if you know those numbers, it may not be a big deal. Go here. If you don't know those numbers, you need to get them, and you know you're not going to go to your doctor, great chance to do it, okay? So Monday is going to be the last day to sign up because we have to send off and order these blood panels. So get signed up. We'll try and provide a link online. If not, make sure you put your name. We'll have a clipboard here, write your name on it, hand a check to your coach so that we can get these things ordered and get you guys involved. It's going to be a really good thing. By the way, we make nothing here. We're not making any money. All we get is a chance to help you guys understand a little bit more about your health and the big picture of what it is that we're always trying to do. So hope that all makes sense. If you have any questions, my email at crossfit1420.com, or send me a text or call me. There you go. All right. You have a good weekend.